27 Club.
All right, gang, let's really nail it this time. Here we go. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4.
Been in this shit for some years, I ain't never left. Nigga try to save his life like he's scared of death. I got Hillstar on my body, bitch, I'm heaven sent. Hey, this Isupk cat nothing, we on fellowship. Been in this shit for some years, I ain't never left. Nigga try to save his life like he's scared of death. I got Hillstar on my body, bitch, I'm heaven sent. Hey, this Isupk cat nothing, we on fellowship. Florida Lee on my top, this a Saints hat. This the third can't be been in here, J-Cat. Nigga tryna steal the sauce, yeah, I hate that. But I ain't make the rules, I can't change that. New bottle, new wine, yeah, I can't crack. Look, flag on the play, they grabbing face masks. Niggas always saving hoes where your cape at. The only killer that you know without no face tag. Hell yeah, my bitch bad, Proverbs 31, yeah. This is not a drill, I be 30'd up, yeah. He about to crack the sky, you better hurry up. It's all bad when you see us hang that jersey up. It's mad brick, I got the blick with my cover on. He a fed, he a op, got his cover blown. Look, I'm really outside without no scully on. It's 1 West, bitch, I'm on with my brothers on. He got ranked, then he left, he broke another oath. I got the plate, we about to take another zone. They was sleeping on the team, now they comatose. Left his brother out to dry, I guess he wanna fold. Put the oil on his head, that's another soul. I try to tell him we a pro, don't do this shit at home. She unhappy, left her man, she a 304. He try to justify that shit, he broke the penal code. Been in this shit for some years, I ain't never left. Nigga try to save his life like he's scared of death. I got Hillstar on my body, bitch, I'm heaven sent. Hey, this Isupk cat nothing, we on fellowship. Been in this shit for some years, I ain't never left. Nigga try to save his life like he's scared of death. I got Hillstar on my body, bitch, I'm heaven sent. Hey, this Isupk cat nothing, we on fellowship. Gotta watch these niggas, they be cointel. LeBron ain't never killed nobody, but I know he will. It's on me, yeah, where I go, yeah, that's the holy seal. My niggas itching when it's up, you better not touch a chair. Ooh, I'm with the extra, that's off the back. He ain't loyal to his brothers, how you follow that? She either working with her hands or she off her bag. Broke bitches, yeah, they done that give me a heart attack. You see the banner, but my head, I'm a part of that. These niggas cowards, pussies, we don't want no parts in that. They let our warrior out of prison, he ain't going back. And don't be speaking on the truth, cause we with all of that. Look, before they started dissing, they was fans first. You will never catch me digging in no man purse. Really put my brick in, that's why my hands hurt. And don't be speaking bullshit, that make my head hurt. Look, I done burn my fingers from the Michael Drake. For the brotherhood, I done threw my life away. I never see him, tell him come off from their high place. We can't do it, we told them we gon' find a way. They'd rather march 1,000 deep, we rather feed the people. They wouldn't put on all black, now he reading Hebrew. UPK the standard if you speak on Hebrew. Don't think they solid, get with them niggas just gon' leave you. Been in this shit for some years, I ain't never left. Nigga try to save his life like he's scared of death. I got Hillstar on my body, bitch, I'm heaven sent. Hey, this Isupk cat nothing, we on fellowship. Been in this shit for some years, I ain't never left. Nigga try to save his life like he's scared of death. I got Hillstar on my body, bitch, I'm heaven sent. Hey, this Isupk cat nothing, we on fellowship.
Let's take it to the concrete real quick. Let's take it back to the bricks.
You know when they come up.
You know what we do. We represent for our niggas, man. Our niggas, let's go.
Already was born ready. I'm more ready. I'm saying this now, making sure that the morgue ready. Yeah. We got some drop-offs, battle formation, I'm waiting for you to pop off. Right after you make your first move, get your rocks off. Next thing you'll head to the dirt, we are not soft. I took a loss, but nah, I ain't panicking. I be making moves, you staying still like a mannequin. Think you got the force for shit, I'm feeling like Anakin. Hit the chick with that lightsaber, might save her. Doing moves tight major with light paper. And H-Town on them blades like an ice skater. Yeah. At that 1 West Passover, sit down, take a seat to the class over. Far from sober, but I ain't puffin' on Doja. Bartender, bring me tequila. Hold the soda, shit. Hold the ice too, flood it like a typhoon. We can get 6 shooters, 10 paces, high noon. We had Player Street, all-star studded like it's all-star weekend with all my brothers. Ain't nobody fucking round with my niggas. You know who I go to ground with, my niggas. You know when they come around, if they wanna clown, then we gonna them down for my niggas. Ain't nobody fucking round with my niggas. You know who I go to ground with, my niggas. You know when they come around, if they wanna clown, then we gun them down for my niggas. Ride for my, die for my niggas. Make sure me and the squad solidified. I'm down to ride, go to war like I did the job. You niggas whores, I'm the ball, plus I been the vibe. You can't feel me, unless you sip 100 proof. I got 100 soldiers with me, that's 200 boots. We get to stomping like a Kappa or a Q. But don't mistake me for no rapper, I'm the Jew. The streets cold, so I throw on the cover. You a bitch, don't get mad at me, get mad at your mother. Put my life on the line like I got me another, yeah, shit. It's like I'm on another level here. You second tier, I'm pulling guns, that's on Metal Gear. It's hell out here, but shit, I die heavenly. AK equipped with the drum, it holds 70. Twin revolvers, bucket you ducks like Yosemite. Yeah, I hear a lot of rappers huffing on their enemies. I don't smoke, but I drink their tears like it's Hennessy. Yeah, nigga, but it is what it is. Ain't no nicotine, but I is with the cig. I just had a dream and I did what I did. And Philly bodies dropping every day where I live. So I don't even wanna hear about rappers. Heavy gut punch, knock the air out rappers. Ain't nobody fucking round with my niggas. You know who I go to ground with, my niggas. You know when they come around, if they wanna clown, then we gun them down for my niggas. Ain't nobody fucking round with my niggas. You know who I go to ground with, my niggas. You know when they come around, if they wanna clown, then we gun them down for my niggas. For my niggas. My niggas, alright. Ride for my job, for my cry for my niggas.
You know what time it is, y'all. I don't know how many times I gotta tell y'all, man. This brotherhood is crazy. And all we do is rep for our niggas. Forever. One West, y'all. I'm Shy XL, man. And let me tell you something. We different over here. We big steppers. Let's go.
Go get a big stepper. Hard body, One West rapper. Put on for my king, my niggas. Certified One West hitters, whoa. Go get a big stepper. Hard body, One West rapper. Put on for my king, my niggas. Certified One West hitters, whoa. Yo, what you say, no, we don't play you out your mind. Watch what you say, that type of shit could get you lined. And if you search, then let me tell you what you'll find. The city is mine. Just a mud who became the pick of the litter. Now my name ring bells when you talk heavy hitters. Nice nigga, but don't make me transform like Thriller. Sam Cooke a nigga beat like I was born by the river. Go get her, you piss her, you get off of the shitter. Can't put you in the spotlight, you niggas are with her. Keep an eye open round for any nigga that slither. Cause it ain't no sunshine here like Bill Withers, whoa. Fuck you know about this life I live. How you gon' talk to me like I ain't lose no rib? Like I ain't lose no crib, ain't lose no kid. Ain't sleep in my car and I ain't lose no gig. Shit, I never gave an order that I ain't did. And I ain't never take a fucking thing that I wouldn't give. Always kept it a bill, homie, I ain't fib. And if I had to go sit, then I just do my bid. Yo, my whole team full of steel beams we can't fold. Your whole circle full of some squares you can't roll. That's why we always take it to levels you can't go. Talk shit, but you can see me with these hands though. If looks to kill like Cyclops, these niggas wanna see me in Pine Box. Know that on my watch, got a better chance to rewind clocks when you quit, nigga, when time stops, bitch. Go get a big stepper. Hard body, One West rapper. Put on for my king, my niggas. Certified One West hitters, whoa. Go get a big stepper. Hard body, One West rapper. Put on for my king, my niggas. Certified One West hitters, whoa.
This flow is award-winning. Torment him, bomb to death, I'm bored with him. Trash him, throw him away with the has-beens. Ice cold with the flow, I'm Alaskan. You was in the fucking jungle in the past tense. I be with the lions, they my friends, Carol Baskin. And like her, they'll never find a body. Tiger stripe tracksuit, feeling like Joe Exotic. Shit, I don't know what it is, but I know I got it. spitting like Alonzo, surgical with the shotty. All you see is skull and bones, Illuminati. Probably I be the illest nigga to do it. I just talk shit on the beat and they call it music. I just come provide you with heat, remain the coolest. You ain't never been in the street with all the shooters. I was sipping yak with rioters and looters. Gotta keep my boots laid, shoot straight. Run up on you with the deuce 8 in a screw face. It's bad out here, my style effortless. 2 hands hugging a Ruger, so affectionate. A lot of suckers don't want war, I'm respecting it. Biggest stepper, snatch your plate, the hood starving. Cause they got beard shoot trades like James Harden. Straight from NY to Philly, we still mobbing.
Go get a big stepper. All body, one West rapper. Put on for my king, my niggas, my niggas. Certified one West hitters, whoa. Go get a big stepper. All body, one West rapper. Put on for my king, my niggas, my niggas. Certified one West hitters, whoa. 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 Whoa.
All right, shalom. Y'all about to be outside thumb to the brothers. Y'all tomorrow. I'm about to be outside to the sisters. Do a mic check. All right, everything's working there. I became a walkie, Lashawan Qadash class, the Hebrew language, the holy tongue. We are back with the continuation of our breakdown in Psalms. Shout out to Rapid City. I got y'all homework submissions. I think that's something because of some of the points on there individually, I'll respond back in the email to those later. We'll go over, I guess, maybe some of the fundamentals again in class, just to do kind of a recap. Speaking of recaps, young man Junior, recite the alphabet, Bible shot. You skipped 2.
Oh.
I just heard 2 that were out of it. I thought you got. Oh yeah, you did skip that one for. All right, Trooper in the thought. Can you recite the alphabet, Bible shot? Slaki, Trooper in the thought. Recite the alphabet real quick. All right, clap it up for the rest of the water. All right, Trooper Ash. Clap it up for the brother. Clap it up. All right, everybody's still in full attendance in Rapid City. Brother O laying down, not feeling good under the weather again. Yeah, man, it's about that. It's about that time. Make sure that y'all, it's soup and tea season. Soup and tea season. Make sure y'all washing your hands. Hand sanitizer. Wash your damn hands. People are nasty. They funky. They nasty. They dirty as shit. They cough just out in the open and then go touching everything and then they licking their fingers. It's like everybody, man. Look at everybody. It's just nasty. People are nasty, man. People are nasty. They're uncivilized. Savages. Brutes. A little bit more of Esau's colonization and we'd be better. We need some more roads and buildings. We'll be civilized. Rat bastards. They're the ones that came over with the Black Plague. The filthy animals. All right, let's get back on track. Last one, Qadash. We were at, I believe, verse 5 with the Psalms 83 prayer. Gonna open up, get back to the Blue Letter Bible. It does work. Like you gotta press that red tab, you gotta hold it down, it'll drip, 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 drip. But sometimes maybe just press the tab, hold it there for a little while, and then press it down. I don't know if water has to store up for a while. But like I've had it working before. It's not, I don't know. Maybe I still don't know how to use that correctly either, but it does get some hot water produced. That water is hot. Be diligent. Be diligent, too. All right. If you could get me the Torah, the concordance, the Strong's concordance, the 1611. The 1611, King James 1611. I don't know. Is it the King James 1611? That's the Torah, right? I need that. The King James 1611. Or it's like Tanakh. Does say Tanakh on here. The King James 1611 is a brown book. Does that say King James 1611 anywhere on it? We are on Psalms 83. Yeah, all right, so yeah, we ended before. We're gonna work on verse 5 today. 5, 6, if we can't get through 7. 8 as well, we'll see. It's a brown book, brother. If it's not on that shelf, check the other shelf, but it's damn near right in front of you. I can see it from here. There you go. Does it say King James 1611? Only if it says King James 1611. Oh, wouldn't you know it? Water. And it's like the Strong's Concordance. The Strong's Concordance. It's not going to be on that shelf. I'll give you a hint. So it's going to be a larger book, too. One thing to keep in mind in the Tanakh, the Hebrew side and the English side. The English side does not match up as definitionally and culturally, contextually clean, thank you, as the King James 1611. That's why it's very important to have a King James, preferably 1611, because it has the Apocrypha included. And, it presents it in the more, I guess, traditional sense. Shout out to the Qualms Health and Wellness for the resin, for that Frankie Murray resin. I like a nice thick atmosphere. We are in Psalms 83. We're going to be working on verse 5. All right, maybe we'll ease up. Yeah. So, getting to you. Oh, sorry. 28, 25. You might be doing markers again already. There we go. Lashawan Qadash. We are in Psalms 83. We're going to work on verse 5. So I think we got a bit of a glare though on the board. Slack your reply. Let's, if you could take me off the split screen, just give me the one focused on the, yeah. Oh no, the other one. Salaki, can you hear us now? Yeah, you can. All right, Salaki. So what I was saying before was, it's like we're probably going to turn that down. What I was saying before was Rapid City. If you could remind the class what the previous verses that we were going over. Can you read that? Huh? That's what I asked you.
Amara. It says Amara, Lakawa, Nakakidam. Magali.
Say that again.
Magal.
Again, you're fading out at the end. Is that a what? If you need to stand up and get closer to it or something. Weird angle, you can't see it. You say Magal? Yeah. 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 Magali. Yeah. Good job. Good job. That's going to be an interesting point too. The concept of this word. Anybody know what that means off top? Australia? Say that again. I can't hear you. That's what you're focusing on? No sweat. There definitely is kind of some chirping in the background. What if we got... Turn that one off. Yo, man. So yeah, we were in verses 1 through 4, but what was 1 through 4 about? Give me a recap on verses 1 through 4. All right, young man, Junior, read the second line. Read the first word. Close. Voila. Voila. Chupin the thought. I thought you was raising your hand. Said cat called you? You give me to take the call yet? Yeah, there is an ugly chirp in the background now. All right, Walla Yazakar, Sugyasha Allah, Awa. So we got Amar, Walakawa, Wanakaki Magalia, Walla Yazakar, Shum Yasha Allah. That's where we're at. Yeah. Marwa. Lakawa. Wanakaki Magalia. Walla Yazakar. Shum Yasha Allah. Awa. That is correct, young man OB. And this is the prayer that we're shouting out. The Lord don't forget it. It's like that glare is kind of catching us right here, but if you can read this part out, that should let you know what the Hebrew characters are going to be. Yeah, we praying for our power not to be quiet during all this. We want to see action. And there ain't nothing wrong. We want to see justice for crimes that are being committed against you. My arms. That's right. Between the blue letter and this is and stay here. They have said. you're going to see Amar for the concept of said. To say, to speak, to utter, to be told, to be said, to be called, different applications for it. Amar, the wa part here at the end, signifying is talking about like them. So now, again, that the have, that's not something that would have been expressed directly in the Hebrew. But to finish that thought in English, you know, that they include that. Otherwise, it would have read more straightforward. They said, but to make it sound proper in English, they have said. Because they uppity. Like Kawhi, come. Want to cock your dumb. The root word is going to be, well, we'll get into that in a second. But this whole phrase here, that again, we would pronounce is relatively one word. When I cock your dumb, the cock your dumb part, it's going to be kaka is the root word. The ka, the cha, and the da. Kaka, that's going to be the root word. But the whole thing is, and let us cut them off. Let us cut them off from being a nation. And that's the kind of Easter egg in this prayer, that word, Magalia. The root word is going to be Goya. Goya. And Goya means nation. That's the same word that they're going to use for Gentiles. And then just contextually strangers. So when they try to say that Israel, like this is an example right now of Israel being referred to, because we see Shem Yasha'ala. So they're talking about us, Israel, Yasha'ala. They're referring to us as a nation, as a Goya. Is it Goya? I should be pronounced that. That's more Yiddish how I was pronouncing Goya. That's more Yiddish. Goya. Goya would be the more accurate Hebrew pronunciation. But that's an example of Israel being referred to as Goya. Where, again, if you look at the word Gentile in the New Testament, you're going to see how it would be normally referenced to. Let's take a look. There's way more than that. Well, the famous verse that they love running to in the New Testament, especially with the letters of Paul, it's in the Greek, it's going to be Helen. But if you ask them who's the nation of the Gentile, trying to see if they've got. Helen there again. No, this shit don't want to work. Select. So the one example I'm looking for too in just one of these in Deuteronomy chapter 1 verse 16, it uses the word stranger in English, and then if you look at the Hebrew word, it's that Gauda again. So again, you got to look at the context, the culture, the definition. All right, so then the Wa'ah kind of gets, but again, how the English reads, because that's going to be covered under. All right, so Wa is normally like and, but in this case, they're using it for that. And then we know that La'ah is normally going to be no. Yazakar may be. Name. Israel. That's like maybe in remembrance. This will be more. So they have these kind of separated. So when you read it in English, it's going to read that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. In English, that's how it would read. In the Hebrew, Wala'as is like no, remembrance, the name of Israel, more. So we can see how that translation, how in English that would, that I guess that for the culture of English that cleans it up. It kind of fills in some of the gaps on how that culture would approach it. But again, if you were to look into the Blue Letter Bible, you'll see how it kind of jumps around a little bit. But all the concept is complete. That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. We see how this is pretty much straightforward. The way that the first part of the verse is laid out. That last part, it gets a little colorful. Get that up there for a second. Let me know. Let me just, I guess, South Dakota. It's like I'm be just right in the camera. South Dakota, just let me know that you can make sense of this because of that glare. Amarwa. 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 There's 4 characters there. Get up out the way. You got that all copied down? Oh yeah, perfect. Because that seems to be doing you a lot of good. All right, good to know. You better not drop that phone in the toilet, brother. So now, if we add this to the previous verses, keep not thou silence, O God, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Yasha may be no more in remembrance. That's what these other nations have always done against us. That's how they've always treated us. They see that we're a separate people from them, that we got a separate power, we have a separate culture from theirs. And it's a threat against their civilization. It's a threat against their dominance and their rule and their authority over us. It would be a threat against their authority over any other nation too. It's like more, yeah. It would deflate their ego. And when's the last time that we've seen a kingdom ruled by blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians? In our, I can't think of it like that. If we're to look at like the Yucatan, the Inca, the Maya, the Aztec, like they had a flourishing civilization. They had a lot of inner wars, just like the so-called North American Native Indians. But over here, they were a world power. So now, after they got decimated, who did our people have an authority to look up to outside of their oppressor? We didn't have a judicial system to fall back on. We could only go to our oppressor for some kind of justice. And that's not something that they took serious. Especially if our art was against one of their own. We for sure are not going to get any kind of retribution. So who's running Mexico now? You got what's her last name, like Steinberg or some shit like that, man. Yeah, I think she might be. I think her father's Spanish or something like that. But she got a whole burger in her last name. That's who's running Mexico. A female at that. Which is also kind of telltale sign that they don't take nothing serious, because historically women ruling, like it's smoke and mirrors. They're putting on a show. I hate to say it, ladies, but y'all are not a superpower on earth. I don't know what countries have a monarchy in place right now. But outside of having to appeal to men to enforce whatever rule that they might try to establish, they don't really hold any real power. So who's in the midst of this, all these ICE raids, who are the Mexicans going to refer to for protection, for guidance, for stability? The damn are going to have to go back relying on the cartels to bring some kind of pressure against who's hunting them down and locking them up. And then acting like they're actual police officers. Like brothers are getting like Rodney King out there, man. All right, we're in verse 6. In the blue letter Bible, you're going to be on verse 5. But in the Tanakh and in the King James, they should both read at verse 6. Double check. Like in the top.
Can I ask why like that?
Say that again. Which part? All right, so in the Torah, it's like in the Tanakh, I can't remember. All right, so let me, because they had included in the beginning a song of Isupk. They had counted that as actually the first verse. But I think this is what I'm trying to get to in Psalms 3. In the King James 6 and 11, their first verse would be verse 2 in here. So this is always kind of off one. So we're on verse 6 here. Yeah, we're on verse 6 here. No, it's like we're on verse. See, now I'm fucked up. Verse 5. We went through 1 through 4 in the previous classes. Our verse 5 matches up with this. All right, so I might have put our count on. Trooper, you got your notes? No. From the first 2 weeks when we first were you here when we first started doing Psalms 83? Hey Slakis, Rapid City, get me right. Because we did 4 verses. Did I end up just redoing the same one that we did? Today we should have been on verse 5.
I'm going to do 5.
We would be on verse 5, but now they got me. Now I feel like I'm caught in the twilight zone. Did we just redo verse 4 from last time?
I just think that last time I didn't get a chance to write that.
Because in here, in verse 4 here would have been the verse 5 that we just did.
I think you're right.
Because I should have started then looking from the English version first. Yeah.
I remember last week they did
The same verse though.
Nah, it wasn't the same verse. That was the week I wasn't able to come. I was here on Thursday last week, and I met on Friday. I didn't come in because I was sick.
Trooper?
I don't think I'll be right.
Well, last week, I don't want to head talk. No, it's like last week I had everybody tuning in Chicago. The week before that, I don't want to head talk. The week before that is where we had left off in songs.
Oh, sorry, I
You had notes?
didn't give it to you.
Hey, you had notes?
Yeah, I already gave it
Yeah, but you should still have your notes though.
to you.
I don't think you didn't like hand them in like it was a home assignment that I'm gonna take home and grade.
I wasn't even home.
All right, so South Dakota, we just repeated verse 4. My fault. I should have referenced the King James and the English first. I went straight to the Blue Letter Bible, and that threw me off. My fault. All right, for water for helping provide that clarity. So then in English, we should be on verse 5. So we're gonna reset that. But I'm glad we went back over that again. Never hurts to overlap. So now for real, we're on verse 5. Which in here, all right, yeah. So the blue letter. All right. So when I went off the Torah and the Tanakh. That's right. I started the class using come reading writing out of this book. That's why that threw me off. My fault. The blue letter and the King James match up. Okay. All right, so now we're back on track. So the real verse 5. A little bit strange. Chubin the Thought, can you read that? Can you give me the first two words? Give me this one for starters. Kaya. Young man, give me the second word. It's like you had a question.
I try to write it out.
In the red to sound it out, yeah. And you understand what I mean with this? Now you just have to make sure that you're connecting them properly when it's necessary. So normally for when we're doing this, yep, it's gonna be fully pronounced. Yep, you got it. You're gonna have to go from left to right though. So that knob should be down on this other end to start. Yeah. Just because we're using the English characters, so we're still gonna read those from right to left. So now the difference that you're gonna see between the Y and the Na, and this is why I'm always going over the dimensions. Always going over dimensions. And this is one thing that's kind of confusing about how the chart is laid out, because the alternate presentation for the characters are underneath, so you can't see the size, any of the size differences. For example, the Ka. In its regular form, it would look like this. In its alternate form, it's going to drop down low. If you were to actually look at those side by side. And if you were to see that in the Torah, or in the Tanakh, Salaki, see if we can find them real quick. Like if you see here, that's a La and a Ka. if you look at the rest of the characters, if you were to take a ruler and try to line all of the bottoms up, you would see that that Ka would drop down below that average line. You see how the La would start off above. The dimensions for the rest of it are damn near the same going forward with the rest of the characters, except for shit like the Ya, the Wa. But that's one of the differences. You can see the Wa here, and then that would be the Na. That looks very similar to that. But if you were to have these side by side, well, fucking A, they are side by side right there. It's lucky. We'll say that point. But you can see the Y and the Na side by side here, and all that Y, it's shorter than that Na drops down below. You see how that would be taller? So that's gonna let you know. And this is why everybody's penmanship is gonna be a little bit different. But keeping everything in the same kind of relative ballpark is what's gonna help us when we're reading each other's handwriting, when we're reading the Tanakh, because that alternate Na that will be taller only appears at the end of the word. So this should just be kind of a telltale sign that because this character is not taller than this guy, then that's got to be the Y. Because otherwise it fits the same profile this way. They both got, kind of the same elements up top, but then when we get to that height, it drops down below. And it's only going to take that Na, it's only ever going to take on that form at the end of the word. So if you don't see that it's taller than the previous characters, then that should eliminate this. Leave you with that. Those are going to be some of the things that I'm always going to stress about people watching out for when they're writing it out themselves, so that when they're reading it, again, those elements stick out a little bit more readily. And you just have a better understanding all around. You're more prepared. Slack, could you hit me again with a little bit more sugar in there than just the hot water? The tea itself is good. Slack, you gotta go again. Yep. Just let the Zayat, the Zaz in the wrong spot. Yes, used all that sugar. How many cups of coffee got poured?
I don't know. Last time I made something, there was no more. So I tried.
It was never that much sugar left.
That's wild.
Bad, like none at the bottom.
Damn. I guess I don't get no sugar. Still, if you could, yeah, maybe make another one. But shut the water. Shout out to T. T's pretty cool stuff. We got this shop in Milwaukee that's got it's like an apothecary. There's no, which one's the Ba? No. You have that right with the Na. And that's going to be the difference between the Ba and the Na. guy gets extended a little bit more. Everything else is almost similar. No, that's why the repetition is so important. And mine is more straight than how they had it curved here. Again, this is how he would have written it by hand. That nah. There we go. Clap it up for the brother. There we go. All right, young man, Junior. Let's continue that exercise. Give me these two. Again, you got to write it from the left to the right. We're using English characters, so we're still going to read it from the, oh, my fault, I said that backwards. We're still going to read it from right to left. We're going to read it from right to left, though, using the English characters. The Hebrew is going to get done left to right, but the English, that's how Chukwunatak was doing it. So in the Hebrew, yeah, we read from this way over, but we're using English characters here to give the phonetic sound to the Hebrew characters. So this we're going to read from right to left. So these are correct. They're just in the wrong order because we're not going to read this bala. Good. They do got sugar. I'm just trying to get away from that process, that shit. At least this stuff was like pure cane. Yeah. And dude, taxing like what? Sugar? Oh yeah, I'm good. I'm good without this stuff. Ain't too bad. The mix of that, it's not the wormwood, so yeah. And then this word, we don't pronounce this as lab. So if we were to pronounce this as lab, how would you present it as? Yep. Lab. Instead of laba, lab. That ba will be connected to the lab. So what's got to go? Not just that. There we go. All right. This word is going to be pronounced Yacharwa. Yacharwa. And that's why, and that's part of the reason why we got to write it going from the right to the left because of the pronunciation. So yeah, Yacharwa, but using the English characters, that just makes it more of a hassle trying to read it going this way because you're still going to spell it you're still going to spell it like that. The pronunciation, though, because we're using English characters, though, you're automatically going to want to go from this way. You're going to want to go from the left to right. It's like if you could, you could just sit down on the stage. So using the English characters, you gotta flip the order. Let you fix that up. Gotta flip the order on them because it's got to be pronounced Yachadwa. We're using English characters, so it's got to be represented in that English format. Yeah. So now flip that over. No. The whole word. Yachadwa in English. Instead of, let's try to make this easier. Erase the whole thing. Let's try to make this easier. Using the format that we have, that you see here, like this format, Y to Z, I, Y, Na. Spell out Yachadwa. 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 And then we always use capital letters. You know, we always use capital. There's no lowercase. In the Hebrew, there's no lowercase. Yachadwa. 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 Not Yachadawa. It's not Yachadawa. Yachadwa. That's close, just the way that it would be presented. That da should get connected with the cha. So how one of the last words that we had. So yeah, that just gets pronounced by itself. Ra. Because these two would be connected. So instead of this getting pronounced Ratha, that drops off, that gets placed on the end, so Ra. That's just where when you got them connected like that, that's kind of the format in which it would get presented as. So using this example, present that differently. Rapid City, how y'all doing, man? Y'all ahead of the game? One thing I noticed in the homework that a lot of people were still kind of getting that was still becoming a problem was the dimensional differences, like the size differences with some of the characters when they're presented next to each other. There's gonna be some of the notes that we'll go over. Yachad wa. No. I see what you're doing there. It's kind of a little bit closer to the concept that we're going for, but Yachad wa. Not Yachad wa. Yachad wa. There we go. Clap that for the brother. All right. Chupash. Fill in the blanks. Bubble shot. Yeah, the other words that have not been broken down. Alyaka. Yakaya. Nawa atazawa. La. Yachadwa. Alyaka. Are you sure? Yes or no? You sure? Yeah, all right. Time it up for brother. That's right. All right. Kaya. Nawa atazawa. La. Yachadwa. Alyaka. Maria. Yakarathwa. What the hell did we just say? Kaya is going to be 4. Now, this is kind of one of those catch-all words again that can be used in a variety of different ways. So you're not always going to see these, synonymous. Every time you see kaya, don't automatically just go for 4. Even though that still might fit into the context of whatever's being, expressed or written about. But again, you're going to want to read the rest of it too, just to see what variation or what form that might take on. Now, what Aitazawa? So Aitazawa is no. The Aitazawa is actually going to be the root word. Yeah, Aitazawa actually be the root word. But Nawat Aitazawa is going to be they have consulted together. consulted together that your Aitazar is going to be that consultant. So now this next one live. Again, this is going to be more of kind of a conceptual, because they're having this kind of compounded of with consent. Yachad, well, this is going to be represented with one. Even though we know, like, if, notes from the last class, achad is the Hebrew word for one. You can see the kind of the foundation there. Yachad, just in this context, to represent unity. Yachad. And the way that it's kind of reading with the Y at the end of it, kind of inferencing there. So again, there's not going to be a direct kind of word for with here. So now it's not directly defining it as consent either, but if you look live up in the blue letter, age 3820. You get a mop right now in the middle of class.
I'll tell them like your stuff up, stuff up at the end of class.
Yeah, at the end of class. It's all right. Appreciate your zeal. All right, so consent. So they have consulted together with one consent. Unity, that's the main idea being expressed here with Yachad, unity. So the one, consent. So they're given kind of I don't want to say buzzwords, but indicators like mind, your heart, which biblically we know is synonymous with your mind, your conscience, they're saying things like inner man, your mind, your will, your heart, so your intention, your what's the word? I hate it when you got a word for it and then it escapes you. But your intentions, your agenda, like what your plan is kind of, again, the concept that's being conveyed here. They had to consult together. This was their intention. To consult together with one consent. Unified. We got that concept here. With their acknowledgement. Like they are intentionally plotting against us. They took time to consult with each other first. They took time out of their day. They probably had drinks and food and everything lined up on the side, and they were chopping this thing up for hours. They had a party over this problem. They had to deliberate how they were going to approach us. They consulted together with one consent. And again, here it kind of goes backwards again. So they are Baryath Confederate against thee. You know, with that ka at the end, that possessive. We've seen "I'll" before in a number of different ways. If we were to look up "I'll," I think in the concordance, it might give us. It'll give us a more exhaustive application for that word. Yeah, I think this does kind of cover it. So upon, over to, in addition to, above, beyond, over. Towards, to go against. That's a concept that we have going on. Salakia, we ain't got to clean up yet. We can leave all the chairs right where they are, and we can bring our attention to. You ain't got to pull the chairs back out. I'm just saying, you ain't got to all that yet. Give that 1 second. It's time for this last verse. We'll do verse 6. It's like in children of thought, if you could, you can erase the board. Again, just from just from this point down. And then we'll kind of do this next one, I guess, exercise a little bit backwards. I'll write out in the English characters what it would sound like, and then you can try to match that up with the appropriate. Yeah, leave that. With the appropriate Hebrew. So I'm going to be writing it this way. You're going to be writing the Hebrew on that. Salaki. Yeah, that you got that part counted. So I said I'm gonna write it this way, but you're gonna write it this way in Hebrew. So the same way that when I was writing it this way in Hebrew, when you were writing it this way using the English characters. This is just for the sound of it. You understand what I'm getting at here? Don't just try to match them up right above. Because when we pronounce it, when we try to read this, we're gonna be reading this backwards. All of them. Start from the other side. No, not in the Paleo, Slack, not in the Paleo, the Assyrian. The homework assignment for Psalms 83, when I think it's pretty much been the same for all the prayers that we've been breaking down so far. We'll be doing the breakdown in the Assyrian. Your homework assignment is to bring it back in the Paleo. That was one other point with Rapid City with some of the homework, making sure that you guys are using the proper connectors or separators, indicating what characters are pronounced together, what characters are pronounced by themselves. You're missing a character in that word. Ahalia. 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 Wouldn't go there though. Now, this would be one of those instances, too, though, that we're going to have to work on the height, the dimensions. So that line, it's going to start off higher than the rest of the characters. Just writing some shit out there. Everything else is going to kind of be the same. Now, Yah is going to be like pretty much on that same plane. Still pretty much just a comma or an apostrophe, but that's all going to add, I guess, spatial relevance. So, like, fix that ha. How you got the ha and the la together like that. You got everything else, and you can bring the characters, all the characters a little bit closer together, unless you're going to consistently keep them far apart like that. There we go. Ahalia. Absolutely can. Missing the character. Arawam. Right now we got Arawa. Arawam. There you go. All right, clap it up, clap it up. Young man Junior, hold on. Have Young man Junior do that word. Young man Junior. Hey, get all your stretching done off camera. Why Yashamai Alayam? Trooper asks, who is that? Why Yashamai Alayam? Who are they? Who's out of one? Who are they? I figured that's what y'all was discussing. Who are they? Who do you think? The who? Out of one or Waya Shema Liyam? All of them? Oh, okay. All right, got you. Aliyam. I mean, if you're comfortable with that. Everybody penmanship can be a little bit different. We're all going to work on this together. But if we see right here, right now, this is your Yah, right? This is his Yah right now. That's his Ma. That's your Ma right now. That's his Wa. That's your Wa. To some stranger that just walked in, I doubt that they would be able to know that these were the same character. I doubt that they would put that together. Which is why we're going to work on it. Which is why every Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. in the Midwest Central Standard Time, we have Lashawan Qadash classes. Which is also why during the week, everybody should be practicing on their own. You even kind of snickered at that yourself, huh?
It's not good. If I could have
Got
got
one,
a suggestion,
Got one,
Like Young Man Jr., also Top. I would like for y'all to That's awesome. That's awesome. Oh,
I thought you said young man.
Young Man Jr.
I thought you said young man.
I've been mistaken.
You got it?
But yeah, to go over the verses you're gonna read tomorrow.
Oh, that would help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep reading that over and over again. I don't know.
Now, it's like it. Good.
Yeah, I keep saying that every week. You know what I'm saying? If you need help with it, hit me up. He already at the house with me already. So
I want you to be really, really clear that this three, number 3.
Class, I said show you what scripture.
You've seen that in here somewhere?
Okay. All right.
What can you do to make it a little bit closer to this?
Go.
Don't even need all that. Like there's not even a curve there. You're doing this is very unnecessary. That whole part right there. So again, if you had a calligraphic nib, it's going to look, it would look more like this. If you have the kind of pen that's reflective of what they're doing up here, if you got this kind of pen, it would be a calligraphic nib that would give you results like this. This is not what we're necessarily trying to achieve when we're doing a handwritten version of it. This is just a nigga with a marker. That's all it is. No calligraphy, no old English, no script, nothing fancy. You can try to model some of the curvatures, if you see them. But again, and everybody should have done this. I believe Rapid City said that they had done it. I wonder if anybody else had done it. If they downloaded the Hebrew alphabet onto their phone, the Hebrew alphabet keyboard on their phone. You got that? All right. So now if you look at that alphabet on the keyboard, everything is very straight. Everything is very rigid. Their lie, I think it's their lie is more like this. It's like in the top. Their lie is gonna be more like this. On some of the different variations, there's a couple different variations of that Hebrew alphabet keyboard, but some of them look just like that. Ain't no curves on like none of that shit. What's another? I think except for the Ra. The Ra is gonna be more like that. The Ba is gonna be like that. Everything is going to be very straight, very clear, very linear, very, very kind of crisp, very basic. We ain't got to get too artistic with nothing. I know everybody's trying to stay true to what they see up here, and you're in the right spirit for it. What was Cap saying the other day about how he got checked for that? Because he didn't match it close enough to how it's represented on here. He did something, he used like kind of his creative freedoms to do something completely different than what the generals felt was within the realms of acceptability, to make it legible Hebrew, to make sure that we could all kind of read it together in comparison. Because again, if a stranger came in here right now and they were to see one brother's example of it versus another brother's example of it, he's not going to see that and that is the same character. Or that this Y and this Y is the same character. That Yah versus this Yah, they're not going to see that that's the same. Which is why, even in our practice, even though everybody's penmanship is going to be slightly different, we got to make sure we're in the same ballpark of each other. so that we can read each other's handwriting. And that's just going to come with experience and practice on your own time, too. You can't always wait till Friday to try to jam this in and pile on all these different exercises on the, at crunch time. But this is definitely where we get experience in and practice. But it's gonna take everybody doing things on their own time too. And I advise to maybe loosen up a little bit instead of trying to stick so close to what you see here, because if that's the case, you're gonna have to put that little gap in between these two, I guess, nodes or branches on that arm there. For the cob, you're gonna have to put that little gap in there. There is no actual gap there though. That's just how it printed out. Because if you were to look at these characters in the Tanakh, you're not going to see a lot of the elements that you're seeing up on this board. This is even slightly different than how it has it here. So you've got this variation of that script. You've got the book's variation of the script. You've got your mobile device keyboard variation of the script. They're all going to look different, but they're all relatively the same. They all share elements and consistencies. That's where we need to try to get this. So you got all the characters. It looks like Wayashamai Alayam. You got all the characters in there. Clap it up for the brother. All right. You can stand down. This last little bit. Get you all up out of here. All right, Chupa, make sense of that. Yeah, the same exercise that the other two brothers did. Mawa'ab. Wahagarium. Mawa'ab. Wahagarium. Now, even why that on the ma? It's going to be closer. It's going to be close. The only thing I would say is maybe some piece part of it. And that's going to end up looking too much like a side. Because again, it's more of a box. Just at the bottom, it's going to be more flatter. That way, we're not getting one of those. And that's going to move more like the side. Yeah. All right, clap it up for Trooper. All right, so now you were given an officer's test. You've got that, right? You've seen it. You studied it. Have you ever been given an officer's test? I know you haven't then. What were you told about the officer's test and your approach to it? Copy what you see on the page. The way that this was printed off, the file that was used, I'm just going to give y'all, because I don't want you to be too comfortable or dependent on writing it a certain way. I want y'all to be a little bit more fluid and adaptable so that when you get to that point of it, you're not going to instinctually just try to copy one of these in place of what the variation might be on from the test paper. Because that, memory serves me, like it's going to be slightly different than how this might look, just the way that this was printed off. So I wouldn't want any of these to kind of stick out subconsciously and turn it into, I guess, a problem when you get to that point in the text. Because you will have to use some the Hebrew in that text. And like how, again, like we were just saying, how Kat said that he got cited for that one character. So it is being able to identify is going to be very important. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Yeah, so I want y'all to. That's why I keep on saying that ballpark, kind of a generality, so that we can kind of understand it interchangeably. So that pretty much no matter who is to come up here, we're not looking this far apart. Now again, you just got more experience with it, so you're a little bit more uniform in how you are displaying yours. Rapid City, South Dakota, same thing with y'all. You can tell that y'all been working at it because you're uniform with at least how you present it. There's a couple discrepancies that I'm gonna send some notes on as far as the homework goes, but you guys are all consistent in your own. We just need to make sure that we're all getting consistent within each other's purview, so that if you had to write something to him or vice versa, there's not going to be, any kind of lapse or misjudgment. So we'll cap this off real quick with the English translation and let y'all up out of here. Aholia. This is going to be the tabernacles. Ahol. The root word for it. Ahol. And tabernacle is, I don't want to say it's a fancy word for a tent, but it technically kind of is. Dwelling, a home, a habitation. But the tabernacle in itself the context to it, a sacred home or tent for the Most High. So the tabernacles, it's like I'm explaining that wrong in a sense. Because tabernacles does not have to be like exclusive or synonymous with the Most High. False idols had tabernacles built to them. It's like
I would tell you keep going on. I'm thinking about the tabernacles in the book of Numbers and Leviticus and stuff like that.
but that would still be associated with us.
Right.
Slack it.
The question you asked me, or what that means, I think I knew the answer to it.
Who's that?
The Ishmaelites.
That is the Ishmaelites. Clap it up for the brother. Yeah. Now, where did you gather that from? By looking at it real quick? You looked it up on your phone real quick? You looked it up on his phone real quick?
He looked on it.
All right.
I memorized it.
All right, there you go. Experience. Experience. It's your retention. You're picking up on it good. Just finish this point real quick. Tabernacles isn't always going to have to be something that's synonymous with like holy, God. It's not some like righteous, fancy, special, fantastical word. A crack house could be a hype's tabernacle. And they could use that word tabernacle justifiably in context to the dope spot. That could be the tabernacle. Because these are the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites.
Lucky.
Okay.
So we get to say tabernacle, it means house.
Or tent, yeah.
Yeah.
House, tent, establishment. Yeah, habitat. Because I know a lot of people that we hear certain words and then we automatically want to give it some kind of reverence. Like the word holy itself. The word holy just means separate, set apart. Those chairs are holy compared to each other. They're just separate from each other. You could use holy in a million different ways. It's not always going to need this magical, mystical atmosphere presented about it. Moab, or the Moabites. All right, as I think it just reads, I said the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab. Hagarium and the Hagarenes. Hagar. Hagar would be, I guess the root word Hagar Yum is the Yum part, just like the Yum for Ishmael. Yashma'ala would be Ishmael. Yum, Ishmaelites. The Hagarenes. The Hagarenes. So it's not going to be the Hagarites, just because in English, I guess that sounds dumb. The Ishmaelites, that kind of makes sense. The Edomites, and that makes sense. Moabites, even though that's just not the context, that was used here. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes. So we got that same yum at the end, but you see different displays of how that gets expressed. Here we have ites. New green. And now here we just got, so Hagar, you got the eames. Just to make them plural and let you know that it's that family group. Because that's all that it's talking about. The houses. Another word that we could put instead of tabernacles is the houses. The houses of Edom, the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes. They're all confederate against us. And they want to destroy us from being a nation. that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. That's what these people are doing. They're doing it today too. Don't let them kind words and that bullshit fool you. All right, with that, all right, Salakia. Squeaky clean. All right, we had Squeaky clean Salakia. Is that the sister again? Salakia. What do we think of John chapter 1, verses 5 through 7? Let's take a look at it real quick before we close our class. 1 John chapter 5. Verse 7. What do you think of 1 John? Well, I'm looking this up. What is your understanding of it? 5 verse 7. Okay. All right, can somebody get John, 1 John chapter 5? Sneaky, or squeaky, my fault. I wonder if that is evidence for the Trinity theory. That's why I asked respectfully. Ain't no sweat. In Christianity, that would be direct, like hardcore proof, positive evidence of the Trinity for Christianity. Slocky, you got it? I got it. Sorry, we have the mic right here too. Let me know if y'all can hear this on the mic too. First John chapter 5, verse 7.
Chapter 5. Whosoever believeth that.
Slacky. 1 John chapter 5, verse 7.
For there are three that bear record in heaven: the Father, the Word, and the Holy Ghost. And these three are one.
So that would be like the Christians' go-to, well, one of their go-to for why the Trinity is a valid concept. I have a couple more questions after, if that's okay. We are going to be closing out this class a lot. I would recommend saving these kind of questions for the Wednesday class. I was going to take this one just because I saw it at the end, and I figured why not. But I would save these kind of questions for the Wednesday class with Captain DeBar, because that's the actual like scripture breakdown class. This is focused on the Lashawan Qadash. That's primarily what this class is for. Tomorrow is a Sabbath service. So this is a question too that you could possibly present at the Sabbath service if there's enough time after that too. But that is also primarily reserved for the Sabbath service. That's not really a class setting. That's the Sabbath service. That's kind of a structured atmosphere or environment to where that is set apart for the Sabbath service. This is more structured and set apart for the Lashawan Qadash. You seem like a good guy, so figured let's get into it now. No time like the present. Oh, this is fuckboy, Salakia. No time like the present, and I'm seeking God now, and I need all the understanding you can get. You need all the goddamn push-ups that you can muster up. You need all the tanks. You need all the gold to protect your ass. Like you got a lot more to worry about than your misunderstanding of the Bible.
No.
No, he is a devil. This is an Ishmaelite. This is your people that's preying on my people that are confederate against you. If you were, I don't know how much of the class that you had seen, but if you had caught the last verse that we were breaking down, is your people, white people, Asians, another confederacy of Arabs that are against my people. And you want to challenge us on the Bible, which is all fine. We'll definitely take the challenges. But I also told you to hit me up on my email if you wanted to actually set up a debate about the Bible. And you never did that. Stop trying to ambush and derail the classes for your own agenda when I told you how to handle that. So now we will cut the class. If you want to continue with this bullshit, you can get on the Wednesday class. Better yet, you should call Cross the Line Radio too. I doubt that you'll do that though. So you should kind of work your way up, build your confidence up, just so you can get smashed the fuck down, Slacky, for the language to the men above you. But you should tune in on the Wednesday class and ask Captain DeBar all this wild shit. So with that, we will end this class. Squeaky clean, man. Hit that email. Hit that email, man. If you want to set up a formal debate about all this, we will defend the truth to the end. You have no idea what you're in store for. You can go to ISUPK Mill. ISUPK. We're probably out. Can you type that in the chat box, Shah? ISUPKmill@gmail.com. Contact us on the side, and we can set up a debate if you actually feel confident that that's the route that you want to take. I pray you do. With that, shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahshua to the brothers, Yahweh Shemar Latam Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah to the sisters. Shalom. We will check y'all out later. There we go. No, Salaki.
Y'all ain't ready yet, man.
Email
Come right now, prepare yourself. Here comes the boom.
Here come the boom. Look who just stepped in the room. Got soldiers in every direction. As long as they stepping in tune. I been all black with the groom. Watching Babylon fall to doom. Lord, know I'm ready, and I know that you know that her love is deadly, but I am immune. These niggas talking rude to whom? That's a spot, you'll be moving soon, and you'll be leaving shortly. Still walking with them angels, yeah, they still enforce me. Got a whole lot of zeal, I can't get it off me. Plus I'm winning like I got a blue ribbon on me. He ain't one what, bitch, I beg your pardon. See, I knew these niggas like to do that pillow talking, so that's why I bought a Glock to the slumber party. Got it off the dust. I just began to it pretty much. That brotherhood of weapon, gotta keep it in the clutch. If it ain't one West nigga, hush. I don't wanna hear it, keep your tone down. Had a couple complications, but it's on now. So you can kill in speculation, bitch, I'm thrown down. And if you want a conversation, set his tone down. What he say, I ain't hear him, I done zoned down.